What's up, y'all? It's lunch break. Proverbs 12, right? To learn, you must love discipline. It is stupid to hate correction. The Lord approves of those who are good, but he condemns those who plan wickedness. Wickedness never brings stability, but the godly have deep roots. A worthy wife is a crown for her husband, but a disgraceful woman is like cancer in his bones. The plans of the godly are just, the advice of the wicked is treacherous. The words of the wicked are like a murderous ambush, but the words of the godly save lives. The wicked die and disappear, but the family of the godly stands firm. A sensible person wins admiration, but a warped mind is despised. Better to be an ordinary person with a servant than to be self-important but have no food. The godly care for their animals, but the wicked are always cruel. A hard worker has plenty of food, but a person who chases fantasies has no sense. Thieves are jealous of each other's loot, but the godly are well-rooted and bear their own fruit. The wicked are trapped by their own words, but the godly escape such trouble. Wise words bring many benefits, and hard work brings rewards. Fools think their way is right, but the wise listen to others. A fool is quick-tempered, but a wise person stays calm when insulted. An honest witness tells the truth, a false witness tells lies. Some people make cutting remarks, but the words of the wise bring healing. Truthful words stand a test of time, but lies are soon exposed. Deceit fills hearts that are plotting evil. Joy fills hearts that are planning peace. No harm comes to the godly, but the wicked have their fill of trouble. The Lord detests lying lips, but delights in those who tell the truth. The wise don't make a show of their knowledge, but fool broadcasts their foolishness. Work hard and become a leader. Be lazy and become a slave. Worry weighs a person down, and encouraging word cheers a person up. The godly gives good advice to their friends, and the wicked lead them astray. Lazy people don't even cook the game they catch, but the diligent make use of everything they find. The way of the godly leads to life. That path does not lead to death. Some things stick out to me, I guess, is verse 1 in Proverbs 12, where it says, to learn you must love discipline. It is stupid to hate correction. Right? Yeah. Discipline isn't always a bad thing necessarily, right? Like folks that discipline their bodies by going to the gym a lot and stuff like that. It's no fun in the beginning, right? You're sore, things hurts. It's no fun at all. But then it gets to a point where if you stop going to the gym after working out for a while, your body almost aches because it wants to go to the gym badly. And it kind of almost needs it, right? Muscle memory and stuff like that, for lack of a better term. So once you kind of fall in love with the discipline of things, it will be, it'll go well for you, right? Let's see. I think discipline is kind of consistent integrity. I guess it's not having integrity just once or twice or something like that, because almost anybody can do that, where you do the right thing once or twice whenever nobody's watching, right? But it's doing it consistently, day in, day out, things of that nature. And whenever you have consistent integrity in something, you start building a discipline in it, right? You start getting more skillful in it and stuff like that. Um, let's see. Wickedness never brings stability, but the godly have deep roots, right? Especially if you're a man, right? You need to be pretty stable because you're supposed to kind of be the backbone of your house, right? It provides stability for your wife and your kids and things like that. And folks that go and do wickedness and things, and operate unrighteously, do the opposite of that. It throws all that out the window, right? The wicked die and disappear, but the family of the godly stands firm. What I wrote next to that in my Bible was Grandpa. Grandpa died last winter, a little bit before Christmas, and it sucked. Because me and Grandpa were pretty close, and I miss him a lot. But it didn't sting as bad as it felt like it should have. Which reminds me of another verse. I couldn't tell you what book or chapter, but it talks about how it's like, "Oh, death, where is your sting?" Right? And part of that is because if you knew Grandpa, you knew where he was going after he died. There was no question whatsoever in anybody's mind. Grandpa's in heaven, so as long as I'm doing my part down here to claim the faith and to walk in it, right? I'll get to see him again. I've got no doubt about that whatsoever. And while you could see all the lives he touched at his funeral and things like that, and kind of how prominent he was in his community and his church and all the people who loved him and stuff like that, there was a kind of sadness in the air, but it wasn't extremely heavy. It wasn't oppressive. It felt more like somebody left your house before you really had a chance to say goodbye, but you get to see him again next week, kind of thing. Not to say it didn't shed tears or anything like that, right? There was plenty of those whenever we found out, right? And then a lot that threatened to spill out the day of the funeral. But the whole family and his friends and stuff like that were all able to stand firm, right? Because we all know that we'll get to see him again one day. He ain't hurting anymore. He's with some of his brothers now. Uncle Paul, a few others. He's with his mama and his daddy, and most importantly, he's with his Jesus, right? Whereas whenever the wicked die, they just disappear, right? People may or may not be sad, depending on what kind of life they live. Preacher man will say a few words for them, sometimes just making it up, right? Or not being able to say it in good conscience. They'll put the body in the ground and it rots, and that's it. Done. Time's up, right? But I think it's one of those things where where when the Bible talks about generational curses and generational blessings, whenever you live a life as worthy for Christ as you can in your broken human ability, right? Whenever you die, it gives peace to your kids, it gives peace to your grandkids, it gives peace to your friends and stuff like that. It's not just for you, right? It's for them too. Let's see. That's about all I can think of right now. For Proverbs 12, right? It talks about a lot in that one, so go back, read it for yourself. Write down in your Bible what you think on the sides and the margins. Write questions, look up answers. If you don't find them immediately, that's fine. Keep digging, right? This book has been around for thousands of years. People spend their whole life devoted to studying it and learning it and things like that. So if you don't get everything right, they don't understand everything on your first pass through, congratulations, you're one of billions, right? That's fine. It's just staying in it and keep digging at it. And I keep feeling like I keep on getting it over my head and getting deeper and deeper and deeper, and then I realize I haven't even scratched the paint off yet. But yeah. Anyways, have a good day, y'all.